the student life in Zurich is not that spectacular, and they even have like relaxing rooms where you can sleep. So you come in the space and there's a person sitting there, usually this like older lady, and
There's someone there.
yeah.
If you slack, then the next week is going to be tough.
Yeah.
And I remember slacking quite a bit. ETH or TU Delft, which was actually better for your future? Think bachelor or masters, crazy or boring student life. Which city actually gives you more? From technological entrepreneurship scene to big time global opportunities. And to finish, Zurich or Delft, which one should you pick? And when does one make more sense than the other? These kinds of questions I talked about with Zeno Hamers. Zeno and I have become close friends through our bachelor's degree and being neighbors. We've had a lot to discuss in this conversation and we're definitely not done yet. Now you can listen into our spontaneously recorded conversation that will serve upcoming students that are interested in the student experience at both universities. Enjoy. Hi, my name is Ralph. We will be talking to engineering students during these podcasts, and he's working with AI companies. And
Okay, let's repeat that
why?
because you need to do a good introduction.
No. Okay. So
Like you can say, hey, welcome to this new podcast series, where I'm interviewing upcoming engineering students, ambitious engineering students from across Europe.
Yeah.
I think Europe is like there's quite some interest if you make it more specific. So from across Europe
Yeah.
and different universities, and ask about their experience and so on to learn more about how kind of they have gone to where they are right now, and to learn about their experience, their universities, and so on. Here we have Zeno. He studied here together with me, applied physics at TU Delft, and now he is at ETH Zurich, where he's doing robotics. So we've been friends for quite some time, and he is very active in the kind of hacker building scene in Zurich. Has entered at a YC company, and yeah, is YC company, yeah, and is kind of very excited to talk about his experience here at TU Delft and at ETH Zurich.
Okay.
Just something like this.
Okay. So as you can see, these starting points were made by Zeno. Now you know how the podcast starts. Let's go. I'm going to include what you just said.
No. You can
Great intro.
you can introduce me.
I'm gonna do it. That's funny. We have here Zeno Hamers. Zeno, go ahead and tell a bit about yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Alf. So we know each other from studying at TU Delft, doing the bachelors in applied physics here, which was really a great time. Yeah, like I think we have quite some interesting topics to discuss, and then I can kind of give my perspective on these things. Yeah, so from applied physics here, I was able to also do an exchange at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver. Here in the third year of the bachelors, it's really great that kind of TU Delft was able to give that opportunity. I there went into the robotics field a bit more with the minor, and was able to go to ETH Zurich in the robotics masters, robotics systems and control. After that, there, I mean, I think it's we can talk about it more, but it's really a great time. It's really a hub for robotics in Europe, definitely. Yeah, I've been very active there in this like builder hacker space, which I really love. Yeah, but let's start talking about kind of how TU Delft
Compares with Zurich.
Yes, I think that's really interesting.
How do you think the bachelors and the masters compare? Because you've studied in TU Delft and also ETH Zurich. How do you think the bachelors and the masters compare?
Yeah, maybe kind of. I think the experience has been like vastly different. But of course, I only know bachelors at TU Delft and then masters at ETH. So from my experience in Delft, the bachelor's is very intense,
Yeah,
right? So you have this kind of quarterly or even octarly structure with
yeah,
exams where you're kind of pushed to stay on top of things, and there's very little room to do anything else.
yeah.
So
It was 4 weeks of studying, and the fifth week every time exams, which was
exactly,
crazy. Yeah,
exactly. So it's very intense,
yeah,
and you're all in this together, right?
yeah,
So it does form a bond, and you get great friendships from that.
yeah,
Um, and you do learn a lot,
yeah.
right?
We were a lot on this place called Fifty Pipeline. It was like
Hmm.
a part of the campus where a lot of the applied physics students assembled, and it was quite hectic. Every day, everyone was on top of things. You had to perform. It was not if you slacked, the next week is going to be tough.
Yeah,
And, and I remember slacking a bit, quite a bit.
yeah,
And every time I was coming home, studying until 2 a.m. sometimes because I slacked. So
yeah.
so yeah, and also seeing you live next to me for a bit. So I also saw you at the window working at night when I came home. So yeah, it was a really tough, tough journey to actually complete the bachelor's, but it was well worth it because we built a bunch of skills. So like
um.
did did it change? Did that dynamic change when you went to Zurich or not really?
So um. Kind of yeah. This dynamically the dynamic is definitely very different.
Mhm.
So in the masters in Zurich, there is a lot of freedom that is given to you. So you can basically you just have a couple of credits you need to fill in a certain category. So you have core courses, some multidisciplinary courses, a semester project, a master thesis, and then in the robotics masters, these core courses can be either from the mechanical engineering faculty, or from the computer science one, or from the electrical engineering faculty.
Mm.
So there is a lot of option, and you get paired with a professor that is your mentor,
Oh,
and so you
okay.
can consult with this mentor, basically if these courses would be a good fit for what you actually want to achieve.
Is this professor like a master coordinator, or he's just like
He's your personal like tutor, basically.
crazy? I didn't wait. ETH Zurich provides this for every student.
Yes, in the masters of
Okay.
robotics. I mean, so these tutors, they will be there for you if you have a question, if you reach out. They also don't have that much time, right? So
Yeah.
they might sit together with you for a meeting, and give you their advice, but you can also not expect too much, right? It's not
Yeah.
but yeah, that's very very cool at the program. um but then the bachelor's at ETH is also very intense.
Yeah.
So I have not done this myself, but uh heard from other people. It's very intense, but in a different way, where you need a lot more discipline and responsibility yourself. So
Okay.
if you're thinking of going to TU Delft, or going like starting the bachelor's at ETH, so it might be interesting to consider this. Like you really need to either create a system or have this discipline yourself to stay on top of studying, because at TU Delft, right, you will get super stressed first of all because you see all your other friends that
Yeah.
are doing the work. If you don't do the work, like you will do the work,
Yeah.
and the courses are done in an intense format where you maybe have three courses at a time, and then you have like 12 hours of lectures,
Yeah.
kind of lectures and exercises of a specific course in 1 week, right?
Yeah.
So you need to do this exercise today to tomorrow be able to follow.
Yeah. Tempo. Yeah.
And but if you don't have that much discipline, you're kind of forced into discipline at TU
Yeah.
Delft. But in Zurich, you kind of in at ETH you will have to do the same amount of work because it's very intense, but it needs to come from yourself, or you need to organize the study group yourself.
Oh, that's quite a different dynamic, and I think that's more difficult
Yeah,
in a way because now you're kind of forced into it, but in ETH you have to organize it yourself. So it might actually sometimes not lead to a successful adaptation because you're coming from high school, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I think there is this difference in the Swiss culture where they value kind of independence a lot. So maybe that reflects also in their
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
But there they have kind of the period of just the lectures, and then we have end of semester exams,
Yeah.
and then the session exams. So there are 2 periods, and that for each semester.
Yeah.
So in 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 general, like, and then there might be courses also with kind of evaluation during the semester, but it's mostly that you have a bit more freedom during the time that you follow courses. So you have to be able to manage that,
Yeah.
um, and then at the end you have all of the exams. Um,
At the end, and
like in these 2 different periods. So it's like
it's only 2 different periods you have exams, or it's
so
semester
so
per
it's like
semester.
per semester. Basically, at the end of the semester you have exams, but then that's split into 2 periods. Where at really the, like, let's say if the last like the last week of the semester, you have end of semester exams, so they
Hmm.
still fall into this official period.
Yeah.
Some courses can choose to do exams then, or some professors, and or they can choose to do it in the session exams, which is like a month later. So there's actually like time that there's nothing happening, where there's actually just time given to you to study,
Mm.
and then in
So
this 1 month you have all the exams. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. That seems pretty heavy. Knowing our type of exams, if they have the same level of exam, that's pretty heavy to have everything in 1 month crammed. Because
Mhm.
then slacking is almost not an option. It it
Yeah,
seems
like,
to
I
me.
mean, but some people, they will, join clubs and do other things,
Yeah.
that are very beneficial for their development,
Yeah.
um and then just think, okay, I will cram, and then this 1 month I have, and be locked in my room for
Yeah.
14 hours a day, and do it. And there are quite some people that are able to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think for myself, I wouldn't really be able to get that good of grades or results if I did that.
Yeah.
Like,
You mentioned clubs, so we can swiftly go to like the student lives of the people in Delft and Zurich. What's the difference, do you think? Because you've observed this,
uh-huh.
because you studied here and also in Zurich. So
Yeah.
how is it like, and is it which one do you think is more intense? Like a student life, like not only studying, but
Yeah.
also the life outside of it.
So the student life in Zurich is not that spectacular, I would say.
Okay.
Um, that's just from my experience, right? So some people might have had, like, people that speak German, maybe, or yeah, they might have had great experiences. But if you compare Delft to Zurich, Delft is definitely like really developed of a kind of student ecosystem. So
Okay.
because the day is so intense, you
Hmm.
actually get a lot of things done, and then in the evening generally you're free, and
Yeah.
then students go like to maybe rowing clubs, like
Yeah.
sport clubs. um you you can be active in your study association,
Yeah.
and then there's this like gezelligheidsverenigingen.
Yeah, that's
It's
like a student association. It's not study associations.
yeah,
Yeah.
so these student associations, but they're in Delft, like, these ones are just for having fun, so
Yeah.
just for having a great time and meeting people, um and getting these kind of connections,
Hmm.
so on. That's a whole elaborate topic.
Yeah.
um yeah, but I had a great time. Like, I think you also have a great
Yeah.
time. Delft is definitely very fun.
Yeah. You can go to, also, it's not only that you can go to the gezelligheid. This is more like a fun student associations, but you can go to student associations that are related to sports, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
but also that are related to boxing or climbing or that sort of stuff to make sure that you're not only studying the whole time, but actually engaging in other sort of associations which are really nice. And you didn't observe this in Zurich that they had any of these things.
So they have this like ASVZ, which is the equivalent of X here
Oh,
at
TU Delft.
Delft.
Yeah,
So
that's like
this like sports center,
yeah.
and I would say this ASVZ in Zurich is a bit bigger. Like you can even do rowing there, like
Hmm.
on the lake and so on. And
Yeah.
so they even have a sauna
What?
at
Okay. Okay, that means they're like
and at Hungerberg, and they even have like relaxing rooms where you can sleep. That's pretty cool.
what? What? But why relaxing rooms?
Because sometimes you just need a nap.
Yeah, but your house is close to campus or no? Is that
So, I mean, depends on who you are. Like in my first year of the masters there, it would take me like 40 minutes to get there. So
uh,
if I just got 6 hours of sleep and it's 2 p.m.,
see,
I want to sleep for 1 hour and then I'm back.
Delft
So,
take some inspiration. Because we in TU Delft it's like it's almost like that the professors or not the professors they cannot do anything about it, but the school or the university doesn't provide these kind of it says it's mentally helping students, but this would 100% help a lot of people because I know a lot of people who come to school, come to university and are sleeping in the lecture hall. If they had like a relaxation spot, it would have been really nice.
yeah, that's true. In the library here at Delft, they do have some kind of sleeping pods, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see anybody using them.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah. But it's not like I'm imagining the relaxation areas are actually
Yeah.
relaxations.
You know how it works?
No. Mm-mm.
So like you go on the app and you register for like a slot, or you just see if there are spots available. Usually
Yeah.
they are. You come in like, so there are different spots. There is one at CAB, just as like um building at ETH. There is also one at UZH, which is the University of Zurich,
Yeah.
because this like sports center is shared across also UZH, and there it's in a tower, like all the way up. So
Yeah.
you come in the space, and there's a person sitting there. You see this like older lady, and
There's someone there.
yeah. And she's like, okay, where you want to sit? And then you're
Okay.
like, I want here. And then, and then, okay, when do you want me to wake you up? And then,
No way. No way. Okay,
yes. And then,
okay.
like, I want to sleep like 35 minutes. Okay, great. And then you go there, you take the blankets, like, you go lay there with the blankets. They're like, you can put on headphones with like some meditation music or just
Really?
sleep like this. Yeah, it's really great.
That have you done it?
Yes.
How many times?
This year not that much, but last year I don't know, 10 times.
That's quite a lot. But
Yeah.
do you wish you actually benefited more of it?
I
Like
mean, like if I wouldn't sleep, I wouldn't do anything else.
yeah.
Like I would be so unproductive.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
I had to sleep.
Yeah. But okay, then how do you think the difference is between uh, the entrepreneurship scene of Delft
So
and Zurich? The
like we were talking about the student life a little bit, and just maybe I want to go a bit more into that.
yeah, you want to
Like
stay at the student life, but
yeah, because kind of you have also like engineering clubs,
mhm.
right? Like at least
At Zurich.
in Zurich there are engineering clubs, but also in Delft, like
Mhm.
how, but it's mostly dream teams.
Yeah. Oh, you
Like
mean
how
dream
does that
teams?
work?
Yeah. So we have on campus we have a big sort of dream hall.
Uh-huh.
It's it's with a bunch of different dream teams, and these are dream companies basically that have they want to build a certain thing, and this thing is built through kind of generations. So each group improves upon what the work other team did
Mm.
before them. So every year, new students apply and they get a spot to make. For example, one team does the exoskeletons. We have one team that does F1 cars, kind of.
Mm.
We have one team that does the Hyperloop that Elon Musk wanted to do.
Yeah, yeah.
We have different sort of teams, and also there's one that does AI stuff. I
Mm.
don't remember its name.
Oh yeah.
Epoch, I think.
Yeah, Epoch. Yeah,
Epoch.
Epoch. Yeah.
They're really nice. I have a couple of friends there. Actually, a lot of our people that are in our group chats, close friend group, are working in Dream Teams. Were working in Dream Teams last year,
Mm.
and these usually take 1 year, and then they do different roles, each of them, and there's a certain budget that TU Delft gives them or the sponsors give them to actually build the best version of the exoskeleton or a
Uh-huh.
boat that they can for that year.
And like, do you like when do students like usually? Yeah, when do students usually join these projects?
Usually they join it after like 3 years of their studies, and if they have to do a fourth year. Sometimes I realized if they have to do a fourth year and it's just because they failed one or two subjects, they do these dream teams just to fill in the time
Mm.
gap. Or some of them do it to improve their CVs, and we will talk about that later.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and some of them also do this because it builds your experience not only for a CV, but also um, makes you realize, okay, I'm not just useful just for my skills or something, but you're
mm.
actually building something and kind of founding with everyone something
Yeah.
new.
I think
And
that's yeah,
yeah, and that's a great thing about these dream teams.
yeah. That's really great about Delft. Like, um, and then if that's part of the student life, I guess it's like a little bit of a different thing.
Yeah, but
Like,
that kind of leads us into the
yeah,
entrepreneurship
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That's like I wanted to maybe add that in Zurich you have like the student life that at least I knew is not the kind of fun student
Okay.
life of like, oh, we just do it to do parties and to meet each other, but it's the okay, we have this club with a specific purpose, a bit more professionally. For example, you have the ETH Entrepreneur Club where I was quite active. um you have kind of student engineering clubs, Aris, where they kind of build rockets and different other projects. Um, you have AMZ, where they do like the autonomous racing with the
Okay.
car. Um, so this is also student life, but it's like really oriented on a
To,
goal.
yeah, it's
And
more towards like, okay, well, how can we be useful instead of like, let's have some fun or
yeah,
yeah,
like it, it's true, but then you can have some fun in these
yeah,
associations,
of course.
but then
But
I wonder like where are people having fun,
yeah,
like especially in the bachelors. Like if I didn't have my time in Delft, like I was part of this like sports association Potas, it was great. And then also in our physics student association, it was a great time.
yeah,
If I didn't have the social fabric and experiences that now I carry with me, that make my life joyful.
yeah,
Like if I didn't have that and I just did work and studying, like, I don't know what I if I would still be motivated,
yeah. I see what you
right?
mean. I think it might be difficult if you don't realize, oh, because ultimately, a lot of times, this goes a bit into what you actually, the meaning of life a bit, but a lot of the times you want to build relationships and it's not just about work, work, work. And
Mm.
if you put it only about work, 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 it's going to be a bit demotivating because you're like, okay, I'm working, but for what? Like, if you,
Exactly.
yeah, if you have social relationships and you like party a bit, or that's sort of things, you realize, okay, see, I have friends around me and there's something to connect with. It's not just work, 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 and
Yeah.
it it kind of motivates you to keep going, even if you don't want to show up, because you know, oh, I have friends and we had fun last night, or we had we have a competition coming up for rowing, for example,
Hmm.
and you're both like thinking, okay, this and this and this, but also in the back of your mind, you know, not in the back of your mind. Actually, this one is in the forefront of your mind. You're working on passing this course, or doing this
Yeah.
stuff, so you have something to fall back on that's not exactly
Uh-huh.
what is that is work related.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Like I think it's really great for like the mind, for the body if you're doing sports, like, and definitely if then something in your courses or so is not going as well, then you have the social fabric to fall back on.
yeah,
But to be sad, this student scene is a lot more prevalent and intense if you speak Dutch
yeah,
than if
yeah,
you don't. And that's actually very important to note because from international students, I mean, I'm also international, but I speak Dutch since I was born in Belgium. Um,
yeah,
and like they have a very different experience. They might experience it as a bit more lonely. And although there are student clubs that speak kind of English between all of the members, it's a bit more similar to how it is in Zurich,
yeah,
right? So
mm,
this also makes me question: hey, maybe there are these German-speaking clubs,
yeah.
but
Ah,
but
I
I just don't
see.
know them. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're a bit more. Um,
Exclusive, do you think?
I think there's some, but then yeah, a bit more exclusive, maybe a bit more like a right wing leaning, like
Yeah,
a bit more authoritarian, and
yeah,
not so prevalent.
yeah,
Also not at like, not at ETH at least.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and
Do you think from this, do you like we have seen like, okay, these universities provide certain things in the student life, but um do for future opportunities, do which opportunities do these universities provide in, for example, Zurich? What,
yeah,
maybe you can talk about Zurich and me talk about Delft.
yeah. So the opportunities that ETH Zurich provides are really like on another level compared to
Yeah,
Delft. So you get access to a lot more people. So if you
yeah,
say, "Hey, I'm a student at ETH," you can reach out to and get at least a response back to almost anybody, uh,
hmm,
even at big companies, at very famous labs, researchers. Like many people will respond back, so that's great.
yeah,
And then you have a lot of kind of events happening, entrepreneurial events, talks from past or very successful founders, gatherings of communities, of the robotics community, of different things. So, and then these people are all high caliber. It says,
okay,
and so this network keeps on growing, 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 and you get many opportunities.
yeah,
So, we're in Delft. I felt like it's a bit more
yeah,
isolated,
yeah.
right? So,
The thing is in Delft is it's um and honestly, also when you're trying to find an internship, for example, it's you realize you don't have as many connections as you think you would have had. Because you enter into the Delft University, you see it in the university ranking lists, in the top 50 universities, but you don't get as many connections, big people, only if you're in like exclusive uh, associations
yeah,
that you have uh, people who already are fortunate
yeah. This is
in.
like old money, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
nepotism.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
a bit like you need to know people who knows people, but having the title of I'm from TU Delft will give you certain opportunities, but not in the high caliber things immediately. Because
and
I know a lot
yeah,
of my friends like that don't study in universities, but they when they hear me study at TU Delft, they're like, "Whoa, it's oh great," and stuff like that. But when we're in, for example, going to find a startup or a high caliber company like Google or stuff like that, they don't really pay attention to Delft. It's not like It's not.
I mean, they do. It's like they know, okay, it's a great university.
Yeah, but it's not that you immediately get an in.
Yeah. I mean, like with Google or so, ETH, you also not immediately get in.
Yeah,
It's there, like, you maybe get to the interview. Delft,
yeah,
like, probably if you have a great profile, computer science here, you will also get into the interview, I
yeah.
think. So I think
But you
from,
have to have a bit extra. Usually, these people have projects that they did before,
yeah.
or they have to have certain ambition. Like they have to be very initiative.
Hmm.
Compared to ETH, I think if you just have ETH as your kind of title, you have
You will also have to do these projects. And so, like,
really
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Then it compares
I
almost the
think
same.
from that perspective, it's similar.
Yeah,
Like your access to big tech companies, you'll probably get to interview if you have projects that show your skills and so on. So I think from that point of view, if you want to work at big tech, TU Delft computer science specifically, it's pretty
yeah,
good. But to be fair, I do see a lot more people from ETH Zurich working at a lot of different tech companies than when I was
yeah,
here. But then again, I also now know a lot more master students. So
yeah.
I think from
Okay,
that, like, big company opportunity perspective, it's okay. It's pretty similar. Um, for specifically computer science, I would say.
yeah. But with the other companies, other degrees like mechanical engineering or
Yeah.
applied physics,
Hmm.
there were specific companies that were really hiring, like ASML.
Uh huh.
You have Bunk,
Oh yeah.
BUNQ.
Yeah.
You had a couple of companies that were brought to us by the study association.
Yeah.
But to get immediately someone, for example, a high caliber person like you said, you had to actually uh, be initiative, like be someone that actually tries to get it,
Mm-hmm.
because you just said like you get a professor as your mentor, so
Uh huh.
this mentor can actually branch out with you. It can help
Yeah.
you branch out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get that.
Yeah.
We actually have to do it ourselves. We can go to professors and they can refer us to people, but that's it. They just tell us, "Oh, this company,
I
go
mean,
to
like,
them."
that's the same in Zurich. I mean,
Okay.
this tutor or mentor will not do a lot more than just say, "Oh, you can go there," or maybe I can write you one email. They would
Mm,
maybe do more if you do research in their group, if you show something, if you
mm.
prove yourself.
Okay, then I
But
might be
it's
looking at Delft a bit
yeah,
too negative, but yeah, then I think it's almost the same. Just at ETH Zurich, you're a top 10 university instead of a top 50.
like in comparing in the Netherlands, Delft in the Netherlands, and then uh, ETH in Switzerland. Like, maybe that's a bit the same. Like, Delft is very recognized here, um, but internationally ETH is a lot more recognized, I would
Yeah.
say. Kind of,
Okay.
I went to this YCAI startup school event, which is for Y Combinator, around 3,000 kind of builders and founders and so on from all over the world that came together in San Francisco, and everybody knew ETH. Everybody from
Okay.
and we were there with 50 people, and almost everybody else was from the US. So
Whoa. Okay.
everybody knew ETH, and Delft not that
Not
much.
really.
Maybe in aerospace because they're very well known there.
Yeah.
And so it's that thing. Like, it's on the ETH is just on the global scale, I feel, and
Yeah.
Delft, Netherlands, maybe Europe, but
Yeah.
that's the difference I feel on this, the difference of scope.
Okay.
That people,
I didn't know
yeah,
ETH was so globally known.
yeah, yeah,
I thought yes, they're known, but not that everyone is gonna be. Oh yeah, that's ETH. I thought
yeah.
maybe if they Google it, they're oh that's a pretty good university. But to be known like globally is actually a pretty high achievement.
Mm,
Also, it gives you more of a sort of a title.
yeah,
Yeah, it, in kind of, but not really. Like you still need to prove yourself,
yeah,
but you are seen as, oh, okay, this guy potentially has a lot to offer.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Like, if you complete a ETH bachelor's, kind of people know, okay, you are really smart, you can plan, you're
Yeah,
independent, It's very hard, right? And especially to get to the second year, around 50% of people fall off, because you
Yeah.
need to. So in Delft, it's actually around the same percentage, because in both universities in the bachelors they do admission by survival. So you just get in if you have at least the prerequisites, and then you need to succeed. Like you need to
Yeah.
survive. Um, it's around the same percentage that fall off. Then Delft, you need to at least pass 45 credits of the 60.
Yeah.
But in Zurich, you have to pass every course.
You
If you
have to.
if you don't pass one of the required courses, you're out. And
Dang.
and if you fail a course twice, you can never do that course again.
Dang.
So if you fail
The reset.
the resit of a course that is a required course, it means you can never do this course again. And because it's required, it means you cannot complete the degree, so you're out.
Crazy. Okay, that's heavy, heavy, heavy pressure.
Yeah,
Like, but okay,
insane, right?
yeah, but damn. Okay, then it shows like, okay, if you pass this degree, then you're good. You're pretty good, skilled. Like,
And
eh,
yeah, so generally, if you pass the bachelor's at ETH, you will have a very great fundamentals and mathematical knowledge, and like understand the fundamentals of a field. And then the
yeah,
masters, you can get a bit more practical knowledge, but still, usually people that graduate from the bachelor's, they don't have too much practical knowledge. Um, there are like focus projects at ETH where you can get this practical knowledge. It's kind of a bit like working on a dream team, working like this autonomous racing car or different things.
mhm,
You even get credits for it. So it's like
yeah,
the dream team in Delft, but you get credits for it. And it's like supervised by a professor. So that's a great thing to get more of this technical, like hands-on experience. And then the masters is also a bit more like there you get actually this freedom. In the bachelor's ETH, you don't have the freedom.
yeah,
Um, you have to like really do all the courses, and then you get the freedom. You can choose and you can orient it yourself, get hands-on experience,
yeah,
participate in clubs, and but yeah, I guess with this heavy pressure, right?
yeah,
This difference of a culture,
yeah,
it makes sense that then there are not that many people in fun associations.
yeah. I see, I see. Because if you fail, you fail.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
fail, you failed, and here, um,
you
I
if
say
you
like
fail,
you get quite some more chances,
yeah,
and still, you if you don't get a requirement here in Delft, you can not do the study anymore. Uh, then you do another study.
yeah,
Um, but still, you can. There are quite some courses you can fail. Right.
yeah. So I mean, in conclusion, do you think which of the courses do you think which of the cities would you pick and when would you pick um Delft and when would you pick Zurich, for example?
Yeah, like so to for somebody to start their degree there
Yeah, like bachelors.
for bachelors,
And
like for
and which
masters, I would
yeah,
definitely say go to ETH.
okay.
It's way more like the city
So I made
is
a mistake.
bigger. At least like you should at least apply. I would say like
No, but I'm already
yeah.
almost done,
Then it's
so
okay. Then it's
yeah.
okay. But like Zurich, there's a lot more opportunity. Many people like. Especially in robotics and the computer science faculty, a lot of attention is put on Zurich internationally. It's really really great to be there. Maybe I mean not as great as right San Francisco
Or MIT
or
yeah.
Boston, but there you really get high caliber people that visit Zurich at least,
Yeah.
and then once they visit, there's usually an event, and
Yeah.
if you're in the right circles, you can hear about it, and then also go and meet those people. So for masters, definitely go there. They're really strong on the research, really strong on startups, like amazing. For bachelors, so maybe if you know German, then you can go to ETH, but you can also and if you know Dutch, you have the possibility to TU Delft. At TU Delft, the bachelors for computer science and then aerospace engineering
Yeah.
and the
Mechanical
mechanical
engineering.
engineering, they are in English, right? Oh
No,
no.
mechanical
Uh,
engineering is in Dutch.
okay, so
Bachelor's.
computer science and
Aerospace.
aerospace.
You have, I think those
Yeah,
are
at least those
those
two
two.
are in English, so
Yeah.
these are available. Um, and I would definitely encourage you to go there. Like
Yeah.
if it's just studying in your own country or going abroad to TU Delft, go here. I think it will give you a lot of great experiences.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you can go ahead and stand out and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I
And then
think it's
go
great.
to do a master's in Zurich.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because apparently my master's here in TU Delft was not worth it. No, I'm just kidding.
That's not true. That's
No,
really
I'm
great.
just kidding. No. But it would have been better to go there because the opportunities would be much larger in scale. But of course, there are many variations that we talked about. So it depends. Like,
Yeah, I think it
yeah,
really depends. Kind of the I felt that it was, I made a great decision to go to Zurich, um, especially from the opportunity side of things
mhm.
and the connection to industry, and the startup scene. That I think we have many more things to talk
Yeah,
about.
we have a lot more to talk about, but I don't know if you have time.
So, like, we can continue this in the next episode.
Yeah. Okay. If you guys wanna see a next episode,
Yeah,
subscribe, like, follow,
and
and then we will see when Zurich shows up, and
yeah, next time you come to Zurich, and then
we I'll bring
we
this whole setup.
the whole setup, and we do the
And
next episode.
yeah,
Great.
we can do the next episode then. It was a pleasure. Thank you,
Hmm.
Zeno. It was great insights. Great talking to you,
Yes,
and
of course.
we will see you next time.
See you next time. Bye
Thank you for
bye.
watching. Bye bye.